Have you ever stood in your quiet home, feeling the years settle into your bones? When the stairs seem steeper, the rooms a little emptier, and you wonder what comes next? Perhaps your hands shake slightly as you pour your morning coffee, or the garden that once brought you joy now feels distant, while someone whispers that it might be time for a nursing home. But what if that isn't the only path forward? What if the home you built, filled with laughter, memories, and love, doesn't need to fade into the routine of a sterile room on someone else's schedule? In this video, we'll uncover the hidden truths behind nursing homes, the costs, the emotional toll, and explore vibrant alternatives that let you stay where your heart truly belongs. By the end, you'll discover 8 powerful ways to reshape your later years, not just to survive aging, but to live with strength, freedom, and dignity. The choice you make today could transform everything. So, let's begin with the truth about nursing homes. They're not always the safe haven they appear to be. Let's pull back the curtain and see the reality for what it is. Nursing homes often present themselves as sanctuaries, places where compassion flows freely, safety is assured, and the golden years unfold with dignity. Their brochures show smiling seniors playing bingo or sipping tea in sunny rooms. But step inside, and the picture changes. Behind those warm images lies a quieter, more unsettling truth. A system stretched thin by chronic understaffing. Imagine one weary caregiver, eyes heavy from exhaustion, juggling the needs of 15 or 20 residents. They aren't unkind. They're simply human, drowning in a sea of demands. A call button pressed in fear might echo unanswered for 20 minutes, not out of neglect, but because another crisis took priority. Medications arrive on a rigid schedule, handed out whether your body is ready or not. Meals roll in on a rattling cart at dawn, congealed oatmeal, a lukewarm slice of meatloaf, served to everyone at once, hungry or not. And when the lights go out at 9, it doesn't matter if you've spent a lifetime enjoying late-night reading or quiet moments beneath the stars. The rhythm of your life, your small freedoms, fades, replaced by a timetable you never chose. Then comes the loneliness, a slow, creeping fog that seeps into your bones. At first, the room fills with laughter and familiar faces, children, grandchildren, old friends bringing flowers or homemade treats. But life moves on. Work, school, and daily routines take over. The visits grow fewer, and before long it's just you, surrounded by faded wallpaper and the hum of a distant television. It's canned laughter, a hollow echo of the life you once knew. You become a name on a chart, a room number, a list of needs to be checked off. The staff may smile, even hum your favorite tune, but they're already rushing to the next bed before the melody fades. Before you sign over your home or pack your memories into boxes, stop. Ask yourself, is this mechanical, sterile routine the final chapter you truly want? Is trading your independence for the illusion of care worth it? Look deeper. Ask questions. Visit unannounced. Listen to the quiet truths whispered by those already living there. The reality often hides behind the glossy brochures. Now, hold on to your home. It's more than walls and a roof. It's the keeper of your soul. Step into your kitchen and see the burn mark on the counter. A reminder of the time you ruined the toast but perfected the roast, the air filled with laughter and pride. The living room floor still creaks where children once ran wild, and the dog chased its tail with joy. Out on the porch, you can almost feel the memory of a sunset. Those quiet evenings shared with someone dear, a warm cup of coffee cooling in your hands as the sky blushed in gold and rose. Every corner carries your story, the dent in the wall from a clumsy chair, the garden where you fought weeds and won. This isn't just a house. It's the living archive of a life well lived. That window where you once watched the snow fall and felt the world grow still. Leaving it behind isn't just a move. It's an uprooting, a painful farewell to the person you've been. Research supports this truth. Gerontology studies show that forcing older adults out of familiar surroundings often sparks a wave of emotional and physical struggles. Depression creeps in as the sense of control fades. Anxiety rises as you try to navigate a new space, fumbling for the light switch or opening the wrong drawer for spoons. Even memory begins to fray as the mind searches for the landmarks it's relied on for decades. Packing feels like dismantling your identity piece by piece. The armchair that held you through sleepless nights no longer fits the new space. The rosebush you nurtured for years stays behind, its care left to someone who won't know its story. Each object left behind tugs at a thread of your life's tapestry. But here's the truth: you don't have to let go. Not yet. With a few adjustments, a helping hand, maybe a rail on the stairs or a neighbor who checks in, you can stay rooted where your memories live. Home isn't just comfort, it's a lifeline. Studies reveal that older adults who age in place live longer, smile more, and hold tighter to their sense of identity. Why trade that for a sterile room and a stranger's routine? Your home is your fortress, your museum, your heartbeat. Protect it. You've earned the right to stay where your spirit feels alive. Nursing homes, often promoted as places of care and comfort, can quietly take a deep toll on your health, one that reaches far beyond the loss of independence. The dangers are real, often hidden, and deeply intertwined. It starts with the invisible enemies. Infections like pneumonia, MRSA, urinary tract infections, and even the flu don't just appear occasionally in these facilities. They thrive there. Shared dining rooms, crowded hallways, and overworked staff create the perfect breeding ground for germs, especially among residents whose immune systems are already weakened with age. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that healthcare-related infections affect roughly 1 in every 31 hospitalized patients. Nursing homes often reflect these grim statistics, with outbreaks that can turn a short stay into a life-threatening ordeal. But microbes aren't the only threat. There's another, quieter enemy at work: inactivity. In a nursing home, the rhythm of daily life slows to a crawl. The simple motions you once did without thinking, walking to the kitchen for coffee, bending to tend the garden, standing to wash a dish, all fade away. Instead, you're confined to a chair or bed, your days dictated by someone else's schedule. Those small, routine movements that once kept your joints flexible and your blood circulating are replaced by long, sedentary hours that slowly erode muscle mass and drain your vitality. Research confirms this harsh reality. A 2019 study in The Lancet Public Health found that seniors in institutional care lost physical function nearly 20% faster than those who continued living independently at home. Even when two people start with similar health, the mind can suffer quickly in a nursing home. Without the rhythm of familiar routines or the freedom to choose your next move, cognitive decline often speeds up as purpose and engagement fade away. But at home, the odds shift back in your favor. At home, you're not a number on a chart. You're the architect of your own days. Yes, risks still exist. A slippery floor or dim hallway can cause trouble, but you remain in control, able to make intentional changes that protect you, and the data supports it. A 2021 report from the National Institute on Aging found that seniors who aged in place, surrounded by familiarity and autonomy, reported lower rates of depression and maintained physical strength longer than those in institutional care. Why is that? Because home isn't just a shelter, it's a lifeline. You can step onto the porch to breathe fresh air, water a small plant on the windowsill, or flip through an old photo album that stirs warm memories. These aren't mere comforts. They're the threads that weave a meaningful, connected life. Creating a strong, safe home doesn't require perfection, just thoughtful care. Picture a HEPA air purifier quietly cleaning the air. Imagine a clutter-free living room, free from loose cords or stacks of magazines that might trip you. Add a weekly visit from a friend or a quick daily call from family, and that isolation so common in care facilities begins to fade. Home becomes more than a place to stay. It transforms into a shield against decline. It protects not just your body, but your spirit, guarding you from the monotony that can dull the spark in your eyes. Within those familiar walls, you're not merely surviving. You're living, fully, freely, and surrounded by the echoes of a life well lived. 4. Age in place with purpose. Small changes can create big impact. Aging in place isn't about clinging to the past or defying time. It's a deliberate, empowering choice, a way to shape the years ahead on your own terms. It's not about proving you can still open a tight jar or carry firewood like you once did. It's about building a life where your surroundings adapt to you, not the other way around. Imagine your home evolving gracefully with you. Grab bars, powder-coated to match your bathroom tiles. Stand ready to steady you in a moment of imbalance. Subtle, yet strong. A stair lift hums softly, turning a steep staircase from a daily obstacle into a smooth, effortless glide. Brighter lighting fills every corner. Soft LED glow tucked into familiar fixtures, chasing away the shadows that once hid a curled rug or a forgotten slipper. These changes aren't signs of weakness. They're symbols of strength and wisdom, tools that help you preserve the independence you've earned over a lifetime. The secret lies in small details that deliver powerful results. Picture a sleek medical alert bracelet resting lightly on your wrist. Not a clunky hospital tag, but a quiet lifeline that connects you to help with a single touch. Whether it's a twisted ankle or sudden chest pain, technology becomes your ally. A voice-activated assistant by your bedside can call your daughter, adjust the thermostat, or remind you to take your medication before breakfast. Each of these thoughtful adjustments strengthens your freedom and transforms your home into a safe, empowering space. A place designed to grow with you, not against you. Smart sensors can quietly transform your home into a place of safety and independence. Picture hallway lights that flicker on as you walk to the kitchen for a midnight glass of water, guiding each step with confidence. A video doorbell lets you see visitors without getting up, while a meal delivery service drops off a warm bowl of stew on days when cooking feels like too much. These aren't just gadgets. They're extensions of your will, tools that help you stay grounded where you belong. Aging in place doesn't mean doing everything alone. It's about building a circle of support that moves with your rhythm. Maybe a home health aide stops by twice a week to handle laundry or check your vitals. Their presence a quiet reassurance, not an intrusion. Perhaps a kind neighbor clears the snow from your walkway, or a grandchild visits to share cookies and stories that make the afternoon brighter. You might rely on a local senior center for rides to the doctor, or arrange grocery deliveries so your pantry stays full without the strain of shopping. The key is choice. You decide who enters your home, when they come, and how they help. This isn't wishful thinking. It's backed by research. A 2022 AARP survey revealed that 77% of adults over 50 want to remain in their homes as they age. And those who succeed report higher life satisfaction than those in assisted living. Why? Because home isn't just a structure, it's a sanctuary of meaning. From the dent in the wall where your son once swung a bat, to the creak of the floorboard you never fixed, every detail tells the story of a life truly lived. With thoughtful adjustments, some as simple as a non-slip mat, others as advanced as a Wi-Fi-enabled pill dispenser, your home becomes more than a shelter. It becomes your partner, your champion. This isn't about resisting change. It's about shaping it. It's about ensuring that the place you've built with love continues to support you with dignity, comfort, and that unmistakable spark of independence. 5. Build your team. Support doesn't mean surrender. Aging in place isn't about isolating yourself or pretending you can handle everything alone. It's about surrounding yourself with a circle of trusted allies who help you stay right where you belong, at home. This isn't about giving up control. It's about designing a network that works with you, not around you. Picture this: a caregiver stopping by 3 mornings a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for a few hours at a time. Depending on where you live, that might cost $20 to $25 an hour, or roughly $60 to $75 a week. Over the course of a year, that's around $3,000 to $4,000, a small investment for peace of mind. Their role? It could be as simple as simmering a pot of chili using your favorite recipe, vacuuming the living room rug that's seen decades of memories, or scrubbing the bathtub so you don't have to strain your back. It's practical help, but more importantly, it's support that protects your independence and keeps your life running smoothly, right where your heart feels at home. Maybe your caregiver simply pulls up a chair, pours you a cup of tea, and listens as you recall the time you outsmarted your boss years ago. That's not charity. That's human connection, guided by your choice. Then comes the next level of support: home health aides. These aren't just friendly visitors. They're trained professionals who bring medical skill and compassion right to your doorstep. Picture them checking your blood sugar, changing a stubborn bandage, or helping you with leg stretches after knee surgery, all from the comfort of your own living room while your cat naps nearby. The cost might range from $25 to $35 an hour. 2 visits a week, 2 hours each, adds up to roughly $200 to $280 a month, or around $2,400 to $3,300 a year, an investment in peace of mind and personalized care. But your team doesn't stop there. It's already larger than you think. Maybe your sister drops by every Thursday with her famous banana bread and a handful of gossip magazines. Your old fishing buddy might come on Saturdays to fix that squeaky porch step or drive you to the hardware store for new light bulbs. Even the teenager next door could lend a hand, raking leaves or carrying groceries upstairs for a few dollars each week. These aren't favors you beg for. They're roles you design, threads woven into your own safety net. Research from AARP confirms it. Seniors who age in place with a strong support network, whether formal or informal, consistently score higher in physical health, mental sharpness, and emotional well-being. Because true strength in aging isn't about doing it all alone. It's about knowing how to build the right team around you. A 2022 study revealed that 78% of seniors living at home with support reported being satisfied or very satisfied with life, compared to only 62% in assisted living. Loneliness also dropped dramatically. According to the National Institute on Aging, simple weekly visits or short check-ins can cut isolation in half. Why does this approach work so well? Because aging well isn't about being a burden. It's about staying connected to a community that remembers who you are. You're not just a number or a name on a door. You're the neighbor known for grilling the best burgers, the friend with the quick wit, the storyteller who's lived a life worth sharing. You're not giving up control. You're sharing it with people who truly see you, not just the gray hair or the walking cane, but the person behind them. Think of yourself as the conductor of an orchestra. You set the rhythm, and your team follows your lead. Now, let's talk about something most people avoid: money. Because when it comes to aging, the financial reality can hit harder than you expect. Nursing homes aren't just expensive, they can drain your savings faster than a leaking faucet. Depending on where you live and the level of care you need, monthly costs can range anywhere from $4,000 to $12,000. That's $48,000 to $144,000 a year. For those who stay an average of 3 years, that means paying between $144,000 and $432,000. And if your condition requires longer care, say 5 years, the cost can soar to $720,000 or more. And that's before adding inflation, medication, or extra fees for private rooms and special diets. It's not hard to see how those numbers could climb past $800,000. A lifetime of savings gone in the blink of an eye. Over just half a decade, those numbers add up fast. According to Genworth's 2023 Cost of Care Survey, the national median for a semi-private nursing home room is $8,669 a month. That's over $104,000 a year. And remember, that's only the starting point. Who's paying that bill? Not Medicare, at least not for long. It covers up to 100 days in skilled nursing after a 3-day hospital stay, like rehab following a hip replacement, but only if you're showing improvement. Long-term custodial care? You're on your own. Medicaid can help, but it's a tough road. You must first spend nearly everything you own, your savings, retirement accounts, even the home you worked your whole life to build. Imagine selling the house where you raised your children, the one with the oak tree they used to climb, just to afford a 10 by 12 room with linoleum floors, a shared bathroom, and a stranger sleeping 3 feet away. Your spouse might keep half your assets and a small income, but the rest disappears. And for what? A life on a schedule you never chose, breakfast at 7, lights out at 9, and freedom traded for routine. Now, picture a different path. Aging in place. With a one-time investment of around $5,000, you can turn your home into a safe, supportive haven. Grab bars by the toilet cost about $50 each. A ramp for the front steps might be $2,000. Motion sensor lights in the hallway? About $100 a set. A walk-in shower? Roughly $2,500. Add a part-time caregiver? 10 hours a week at $25 an hour. That's about $250 a week, or $13,000 a year. Need a nurse's visit once a week? Expect $50 to $75 each, around $2,600 to $3,900 annually. Even with a handyman for occasional repairs, maybe $200 a month, you're looking at $10,400 a year, still far less than the cost of a nursing home. Aging in place isn't just affordable, it's freedom preserved. It's a smart investment in comfort, dignity, and control over how you want to live the rest of your life. Or maybe you move in with your daughter. She's got a guest room, and you chip in a few $100s a month for groceries and utilities. Add it all up, maybe $15,000 to $20,000 a year, compared to well over $100,000 in a facility. And you're not just saving money, you're saving your world. You wake to the sound of birds outside your window, not the buzz of a nurse's intercom. You sip coffee from your favorite chipped mug, not from a plastic tray. You flip through photo albums with your grandkids on the couch, not during limited visiting hours. The U.S. Census reports that nearly 90% of seniors want to stay in their own homes, not only because it's cheaper, but because it's richer in everything that matters. Dignity, independence, and the beautiful, messy ties of family and memory. Nursing homes may drain your wallet, but staying home fills your heart. Now, guard your spirit. Stay the author of your own story. There's a quiet vitality, a subtle spark, in the small choices that shape your days. Picture this. You wake to the soft hum of morning and decide whether to brew a pot of coffee or reach for a cool glass of water. You might step onto your porch, pruning shears in hand, trimming roses as the sun warms your shoulders. Inside, your cat brushes against your ankle. You decide whether to feed it now or later as you settle into your favorite chair, flipping through a dog-eared photo album filled with birthdays, vacations, and the little moments that define a life. These aren't just routines. They're brushstrokes on the canvas of your existence. Each choice, a color in the masterpiece you've painted over decades. Now imagine handing that brush to someone else. In a nursing home, the art isn't yours anymore. Someone else chooses the colors, and breakfast is served at 7 a.m., whether you're ready or not. Even if you've always loved your eggs over easy or enjoyed sleeping in, that choice disappears. Bedtime is fixed at 9 p.m., even if you've spent decades reading late into the night or gazing at the stars from your window. The rhythm of your days, once your own melody, becomes a mechanical routine set by staff schedules and institutional rules. Psychologists have long studied the cost of this shift, and the findings are sobering. When older adults lose autonomy, the decline isn't only physical, it cuts deeper. Research links the loss of control to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and even faster physical deterioration. Muscles weaken more quickly, and the mind grows cloudy sooner. It's as if the spirit, stripped of its purpose, begins to fade. But at home, things are different. Even with help from a caregiver, you remain the author of your days. Maybe someone else carries the laundry or scrubs the bathtub, but you still decide what's for dinner, even if it's just a bowl of warm soup. You choose the book to read by lamplight, the record to play, perhaps Ella Fitzgerald or Miles Davis, filling your home with familiar notes and quiet joy. You nap when you please, not when a schedule dictates it. These aren't just small comforts, they're threads of identity, lifelines that keep your spirit steady and your heart alive. Aging isn't a white flag of surrender. It's an opportunity to rewrite your story with creativity and courage. Can't reach the top shelf? You buy a grabber tool and keep your favorite mug within reach. Legs a bit shaky on the stairs? You add a sturdy rail and still climb to your bedroom, your private sanctuary. Each of these choices is an act of quiet defiance, a declaration that you're not just surviving, you're still living fully, shaping a life that remains your own. Don't let fear rush you. Life doesn't always unfold softly. Sometimes it throws you into moments that shake you to the core. Maybe it was a fall, a slick step on a rainy patio, the sharp crack of your knee against the floor, and that familiar wave of dread that follows. The pain fades, but the fear lingers longer. Or perhaps it was in a doctor's office, the sterile air heavy as the physician leaned in with a serious tone. We need to talk about long-term care. In that instant, confidence can collapse like a fragile house of cards. Fear swoops in, sharp and sudden, pushing you to make decisions before your heart or mind has caught up. But aging isn't about reacting to fear. It's about reclaiming calm, making choices rooted in wisdom, not panic. Fear whispers that a nursing home is the only answer, that safety requires surrender, that you should sign away your home and your rhythm before you're ready. Here's the counterpoint. You don't have to let fear write your next chapter. Stop. Take a slow breath. Feel your lungs fill, your pulse steady. This is your life. It's a tapestry woven with grit and grace, worth more than a reflex decision. Begin by seeking voices you trust. Sit with your doctor, not just to listen, but to ask questions and separate urgency from precaution. Call a social worker who knows the system, someone who can outline home care options or connect you with programs for meal delivery or subsidized ramps. Meet a financial advisor to run the numbers. Could a grant cover caregiver hours? Could ride services keep you independent without a car? Then explore on your own. Look up senior support networks. Read about adaptive tools, stair lifts, voice-activated lights that could help you stay put. Beyond the practical, listen inward. What does your gut say when the panic quiets? Perhaps a live-in aid feels right, or a smaller home would work, or maybe you're simply not ready to leave the doorway where your grandkids' heights are penciled. A rushed choice can trap you in a life that doesn't fit. Fluorescent corridors and shared rooms instead of your sunlit kitchen. But a decision shaped with care, step by deliberate step, can open doors you hadn't seen. The freedom to age where you're rooted, surrounded by the echoes of your own history. You've earned more than the right to accept whatever comes. You've earned the right to shape what comes next. Take back the time that fear tries to steal. As we wrap up this journey together, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and look around you. Your home, your life, and your choices are still yours to shape. No matter your age, growing older isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with purpose, dignity, and freedom. So, what have you discovered today? Perhaps it's the hidden challenges within nursing homes, the quiet power of staying in control, or the simple daily habits that can help you thrive exactly where you are. Every lesson you embrace becomes a light for someone else walking this same path. Remember, aging well isn't about surrendering. It's about choosing wisely, living fully, and protecting what truly matters, your independence and your spirit. I wish you lasting health, happiness, and peace. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Healthy Aging Blueprint, for more insights on living strong and well at every stage of life. Fear whispers that a nursing home is the only answer, that safety requires surrender, that you should sign away your home and your rhythm before you're ready. Here's the counterpoint. You don't have to let fear write your next chapter. Stop. Take a slow breath. Feel your lungs fill, your pulse steady. This is your life. It's a tapestry woven with grit and grace, worth more than a reflex decision. Begin by seeking voices you trust. Sit with your doctor, not just to listen, but to ask questions and separate urgency from precaution. Call a social worker who knows the system, someone who can outline home care options or connect you with programs for meal delivery or subsidized ramps. Meet a financial advisor to run the numbers. Could a grant cover caregiver hours? Could ride services keep you independent without a car? Then explore on your own. Look up senior support networks. Read about adaptive tools, stair lifts, voice-activated lights that could help you stay put. Beyond the practical, listen inward. What does your gut say when the panic quiets? Perhaps a live-in aid feels right, or a smaller home would work, or maybe you're simply not ready to leave the doorway where your grandkids' heights are penciled. A rushed choice can trap you in a life that doesn't fit. Fluorescent corridors and shared rooms instead of your sunlit kitchen. But a decision shaped with care, step by deliberate step, can open doors you hadn't seen. The freedom to age where you're rooted, surrounded by the echoes of your own history. You've earned more than the right to accept whatever comes. You've earned the right to shape what comes next. Take back the time that fear tries to steal. As we wrap up this journey together, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and look around you. Your home, your life, and your choices are still yours to shape. No matter your age, growing older isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with purpose, dignity, and freedom. So, what have you discovered today? Perhaps it's the hidden challenges within nursing homes, the quiet power of staying in control, or the simple daily habits that can help you thrive exactly where you are. Every lesson you embrace becomes a light for someone else walking this same path. Remember, aging well isn't about surrendering. It's about choosing wisely, living fully, and protecting what truly matters, your independence and your spirit. I wish you lasting health, happiness, and peace. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Healthy Aging Blueprint, for more insights on living strong and well at every stage of life.